Hello, everyone. My name is Lakshmi Parmeswar. I am from Positive Outcomes Inc., based in New Jersey. And today I'm going to be talking to you about low grade depression. This came about because I received a lot of queries following Michelle Obama's interview with one of the journalists, and they talked about low grade depression, and she self-disclosed about her own low grade depression. And I got several inquiries on chat in relation to this topic from folks, both in my personal life and professional life, asking me what low grade depression was. And I responded to some of them one-on-one to help them navigate through their queries, so that they can make decisions about whether to do something about it or not. And since this is a contemporary topic, I thought it would be a good opportunity to tell you a little bit about depression and low grade depression specifically, because usually when something happens in the news, um, people start talking about it. There are conversations about it. And any conversation about mental health is a welcome conversation. So I'm going to just dive deep into low grade depression at this point. Um, so basically, low grade depression, the way Michelle Obama defines it, really is depression, but probably in a milder form. I'm guessing that's what she meant by it. Regardless of what she meant by it, I just want you, whoever is listening to this recording, whether you are a professional or whether you are a person struggling with this, or you're wondering about it and you want to know more about it, I hope this will throw some light. So depression is, of course, a complicated mental illness. It has a clinical picture that is very varied. You could have physical symptoms like lethargy, like a lack of appetite, or disturbances in appetite, disturbances in sleep. You are either sleeping too much or sleeping too little. You're eating too much or eating too little. There is a decreased level of energy. There is a sense of feeling of hopelessness, a sense of doom. It can be accompanied by a lack of meaning in one's life. It can also, you can have experiences of being socially isolated, not wanting to be around people, not wanting to interact with people. As far as social media goes, depression can manifest itself in a couple of ways. Either the person is completely off social media entirely, or the person is obsessed with social media and is basically, spying online, spying on people, not participating in their lives, but spying on people, listening to everybody's posts, feeling miserable about it, maybe feeling a little envious, feeling a little left out. So in terms of social media, really, it's a very unique way that depression can manifest itself. Regardless, the ruminating thoughts tend to be more about, feeling sorry for oneself, feeling that they have no way out, feeling like they have nothing to look forward to. And a severe depression can be accompanied with suicidal ideation, where not having a meaning or purpose to live can result in the person feeling like their life is meaningless and purposeless, and they may be better off dead. And sometimes that is expressed and sometimes that is not expressed. Sometimes family members are aware of it at some level. Sometimes family members and friends are not aware of it. So really you have the whole gamut of situations in relation to suicidal ideation and depression, which is a very, very important and significant area that needs to be evaluated by a licensed and qualified mental health professional. Of course, in India, there's no licensure, but find a good mental health professional that you can trust, that you can get yourself evaluated. The ideal treatment for depression is a combination of medications, short-term medications, and of course, psychotherapy. Psychotherapy is the essence Good evidence-based effective psychotherapy is the essence for addressing your depressive symptoms and dealing with it and moving on from it. But now let's talk about low-grade depression, since that seems to be in the news right now. So low-grade depression, when Michelle Obama disclosed about her experience, I think she did a very important thing, and I'm grateful for her for doing that. She is someone, of course, I personally admire. I call her America's forever First Lady. And I think she has been incredible in terms of the health of the nation is concerned. And I have a great deal of respect for her. And some of the things that she spoke about, I could personally relate to very well. She spoke about it from the experience of being a Black woman. And I could relate to it from the experience of being a foreigner, an immigrant, and a woman. And the themes are, our groups may be different. We may identify ourselves differently. However, the themes and the issues are the same. The feeling that you are bombarded with negativity in the media, where there is a lack of leadership at the leadership level, where there is misinformation, where you are being stigmatized, where your identity is in question, where your existence as a woman trying to survive, trying to live their lives, trying to contribute, trying to be, as an American tax-paying citizen right now, I also feel marginalized, and it triggers certain emotions in us. It triggers anger. It triggers bewilderment. It triggers a sense of uncertainty. And to top it all, we are in a collective trauma. I have said this over and over again. As we're going through, as the world is dealing with this pandemic in 2020, we are going through a collective trauma. And on top of that, the regular happenings of life is going on. The regular um, routine aspects of living goes on, with our share of joys and sorrows on a day-to-day level. Our experiences with parenting, our experiences with education, our experiences with just living our lives, doing our work, trying to be responsible citizens, trying to protect the environment, trying to stay current, trying to participate in a political process. A lot of our basic rights seem to be threatened, like the right to vote, or how we vote, or the outcome of the election, or how we select our leaders. So this is a time for us to reflect on a lot of different things. And even those of us who access humor to deal with life, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you wake up with a sense of, what is going to happen today? What do I have to deal with today? What news am I going to listen to? How am I going to make sure that today is a healthy day for me? Am I going to exercise? Am I going to eat right? Am I going to work right? Am I going to be overworking, or am I not going to be working at all? How am I going to create balance in my day? So these questions are much more pronounced in our lives. And we cannot forget the fact that we are in a global pandemic. We still don't have an idea how long COVID-19 is going to continue, whether the vaccination is going to be available. If it does become available, do we trust it enough to try it right away? Do we want to wait for some time? Right now, do we have symptoms? Do we have a temperature? Do we have a cough? Uh, do we have the antibodies? Do I need to go for a corona test? When can I travel? Those of us who live in other countries far away from our families, when can we see them? Then there are happenings in life. We are expecting a baby in my family. My niece is expecting a baby. And, these these kinds of questions, life's questions go on. But when you are when it is in the context of a global pandemic that is so uncertain, that we are trying to still make meaning of, it is, it's additionally troubling. And I think the first thing we need to do is to accept the fact that it is troubling and that we are dealing with it collectively. This is not just affecting you or me if you're listening in. This is affecting us globally, collectively, and it's affecting us differently. Some of us are more blessed than others. The parts of us, parts of humanity, parts of our communities that are marginalized continue to be marginalized. And I think we all need to make a commitment to give our time, talent, and treasure to those of us who are struggling more. I think our sense of civic responsibility needs to be there, needs to go up. I think we need to access it. We need to find tangible ways of giving back. I think we need to be kinder to ourselves and to those around us. There is, there's a lot of judgments going on in our personal lives, professional lives. There's just so much at stake. And as I'm talking to you about this, I feel a low-grade depression, to be really honest with you. As I'm articulating all of the struggles that we're all facing, I completely understand what Michelle Obama is talking about. And what I would say to you is, as a licensed family therapist and licensed supervisor, clinical supervisor, what I would say to you is ask yourself what you're feeling. How much of it are you feeling? Is it affecting your day-to-day functioning? And whether you ask yourself, do I need to reach out for help? Or am I concerned about somebody in my life and I need to encourage them to reach out for help? These are questions that each one of us needs to ask ourselves, and ask ourselves in silence, reflect within and figure out what the answers are, and then accordingly make decisions about what needs to be done. So I hope I have been able to throw some light on what low-grade depression is or might be. But the only message really that I want to share with you before I leave is be engaged both with yourself in your own self-reflection and personal growth, and be engaged in your communities, in your families, in your friends and your communities. And if someone needs help and you hear that call, please do something about it. Thank you very much. I hope this is helpful. My website is thepositiveoutcomes.com. Thank you.